Hello everyone, my name is Farjad Sadiq and the organization which I will be talking about today is Air Innovations. It's an aerospace company and it has been highlighted with a lot of issues lately. One of the most important issues that it had been facing is diversity management. So when it comes to diversity management, it actually refers to the organizational actions that aim to promote greater inclusion of employees from different backgrounds into an organization structure. So when working in the firm, there are certain things that are very important and they need to be respected. Those components include religion, gender, age, caste, disabilities, and other philosophies. So my specific role as a gender consultant will be to highlight the gender point at a firm along with the rest of my group members, Alejandro, Anjali, and Vivek, who will be highlighting other areas of diversity management. So being a gender consultant, my job is actually to promote the employees and to highlight certain stereotypes that are being formed at a workplace due to which their rights have been diminished and weakened at a workplace. So when it comes to gender consultancy, it involves the consulting service for the organization so as to strengthen gender equality at a workplace. It even involves certain terms that are really important at a workplace, and these terms involve feminist leadership, women empowerment, and this actually leads to the gender-based differences that needs to be solved. Gender-based differences are my point of interest because when these differences are being solved, it leads to a friendly working atmosphere. It leads to the economic development of the firm. So as a gender consultant, I will be analyzing on the perspective of gender-based differences in status and power and how such discrimination affects the long-term interests of men and women, especially women, because they are actually a target of certain stereotypes that are being formed in the society in terms of decision making and in terms of status as well. So now focusing on the benefits of gender equality and why I will be emphasizing on this term more and more. Firstly, it promotes equality and prevents violence against women. Secondly, the point that I would like to raise is that it increases in the gross domestic product because when unpaid work is being substituted with paid work, it actually leads to a greater motivation. Now coming to a better economy, women spend double the amount of time as men do on unpaid work and such as caregiving and household tasks. This prevents them from participating full in the economy. Add to that the gender pay gap and you have a serious problem. When it comes to certain issues like a gender pay gap and doing unpaid tasks, this actually creates the barrier and this actually creates a vacuum between how the rights of women at a workplace or specific gender rights should be respected. Secondly, when it comes to improved productivity, gender equal workforces, they actually work better in many ways. And one of the major benefits of improved gender equality in a workspace is more cohesive and a more productive workforce. Thirdly, it can lead to an increased growth and innovation. For instance, if the companies want to grow, they will have to innovate. Workplaces that have a culture of equality exponentially increase their ability to do both. Now talking about these certain aspects, when you actually highlight and promote women empowerment at a workplace, this definitely leads to a breakage of certain stereotypes that have been created, and this actually leads to a successful workplace. So now focusing on how to promote gender equality at work, the first thing that needs to be done is the transparency in the pay gap. Since gender pay gap remains an important issue that needs to be highlighted, and this actually leads to workplace inequality. The first thing that we need to do is to restructure the difference because the balancing opportunities for women needs to be provided in a workplace and the stereotypes need to be broken. I repeat again, the stereotypes need to be broken. Secondly, being a gender consultant, my target audience is a group of employees and managers, and I will definitely tell them to acknowledge and challenge their own bias. My message is really clear to acknowledge and challenge your own bias because gender related bias that actually holds women back can include outright discrimination to deep rooted unconscious attitudes at a workplace. Women are often underrepresented in traditionally male-dominated areas and senior positions, so this never leads to an open and a diverse workplace. Alongside that, If we provide coaching and mentoring opportunities for women to analyze their talent, to analyze their individual capabilities, this would actually lead them to work on their weaknesses, to analyze the loopholes, and this will actually compel a firm to move forward in the right direction. Another thing we need to do is that we actually need to provide women with different executive positions, which will allow them to take the lead and to deal with the crisis situations, and encouraging them to take control of the management and executive position will definitely play a pivotal role that will lead to the establishment of a stronger firm. Alongside that, we can create new roles for women. We can provide them with a fair parental leave policy, and we need to end certain factors such as harassment. Harassment of any sort should be completely condemned, should be completely eradicated from a workplace, and we being individuals need to help each other out, and need to motivate each other if we actually have to establish a friendly workplace which can actually be a pivot for a free learning. So at the end of my presentation, I would just like to conclude with the concept of women empowerment, that how important it is to establish a more open and a diverse workplace, and how important it is to break these stereotypes so that women can be encouraged to take up jobs at an executive level. Now, when focusing on women empowerment, I would just like to highlight a few things at the end, that how it can be divided into 5 diverse branches, which includes economy, education, governance, health, and media, and how we need to specifically focus on these specific sectors and resolve the gender issues at a workplace to make sure that the firms are being run in a successful way. That's all from my side. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, my name is Alejandro and I'm going to be playing the role of age consultant for our organization Air Innovations. We are going to be talking about diversity management, and in these particular slides I'm going to be presenting the importance of including different groups of age and how ageism can affect the productivity of each of the teams. So in the case study, we have identified that there are some issues that the organization is currently facing. The company is operating in China, Singapore, and Vietnam, and the communication between facilities is not doing well. There is a lack of management development, um, and when it comes to the diversity issues, we have identified that the seniors are not accepting apprentices, maybe because they think that they have no enough experience. They are not recruiting people with disabilities, which is a big issue. Um, and I think they are not appreciating other cultures, as well as the relationship between the employees. It's not good at all. So, as an age consultant and having identified all the issues that the company is facing at the moment, I have set up two different programs. The first one is Get to Know Each Other. So this is going to help the whole company to highlight skills that might be hidden, and the personalities that might match or might not match with the seniors, which is the main issue. So this is going to be done through the human resource manager. It's gonna help the employees to express their feelings towards the apprentices or towards different age groups. We are going to be matching team members, so for example, seniors with apprentices and so on. And all they need to do is to get to know each other and look at what they are different and what they are not working as they should. The other program that I have come up with is called the role play. So this is going to be very interesting to see the outcome. So I'm going to select the main office, which is the headquarters, selected teams because we don't want to affect the productivity of the day-to-day working activities. And what we are going to do is we are going to swap, or we are going to switch jobs. This is going to be like putting in each other's shoes. So what is the day-to-day activities that a certain person or certain groups are performing? And this is going to help the whole team to realize how important everyone is within the organization. It's going to highlight skills. This is going to highlight weaknesses as well. So this is going to be very important to analyze the outcome. And as a conclusion, we are going to be improving the communication between all the teams. This is going to enhance the relationships as well. This is going to create awareness of the importance of each team member that makes part of the organization, that makes part of the day-to-day activities. There will be no discrimination towards the apprentices, there will be no discrimination towards the seniors whatsoever, and everyone is going to be working hand to hand to get all the objectives achieved. Um, and we can check all the references that we have been used for this particular program. And let's get to know each other, and let's get the communication improved and the working environment improved. So I hope everyone is willing to help, everyone is willing to uh, put an effort to make this program a success.
Hi everyone, my name is Anjali Verma and I'm going to play the role of race consultant for our organization Air Innovation, which is facing a major problem called racial discrimination. Human resources are increasingly paid attention to the diversity and the diversity management. The race is the consideration of the diversity. It is very important to have racially and ethically diverse workspace as it is very helpful to have better social cohesion, which is very useful to bind the people, promotes the trust, and offer members the opportunity of upward mobility along with the greater flexibility and the adaptability in the globalized world. I want to tell you what is racial discrimination. Well, the racial discrimination occurs when a person is treated less favorably or not given the same opportunities as others in the similar situations because of their race, the country they were born in, and their ethical origin or the skin color. For example, an employer refused to hire a suitably qualified Aboriginal person as a shop assistant and instead hire a less qualified person of the different race because they felt that they could lose the customer if they had an Aboriginal person working in the shop. With regard to the employment, research have found strong evidence of the racial discrimination in the United States labor markets with the magnitude of the employees' preference of the white applicants found in the studies ranging from 50% to 240%. Aboriginal people have much lower employment rates than other Australians due to the factors including education, training, skill level, poor health, limited market opportunities, discrimination, and the lower level of the job retention. It can be proved by the example in the given graph. It can be seen that in 2005 and 2010, the overall Aboriginal unemployment rate remained at the same at around 15% or above. In 2010, it was 18%. The unemployment rate was 16% in the major cities and 23% in the regional areas. A high number of the Aboriginal people was not participating in the labor force and double the figure of the non-Aboriginal people. There are a lot of problems the people can face due to the discrimination. First of all, the racial discrimination has adverse consequences for the people and the culture, resulting in the significant mental and health issue like they face depression and other problems when they are ignored due to such discrimination. It has also a detrimental effect on the work environment by ignoring the applications of more useful skills, which then leads to rise in the chance of low productivity and employee turnover. On a large level of society, underutilization of expertise in the workplace will threaten competitiveness and attempts to tackle capacity shortages. So finally, as a race consultant, I can suggest some of the things that can be done in the organization so that this discrimination can be controlled. First of all, we need to create a diverse workplace by ensuring that our workplace is ethically and racially diverse. Reflecting the diverse population of today's society will help us to better serve our customers, clients, or investors. We need to ensure all the employees are equally heard and represented. There should also be anti-discrimination policy that sets standards of the behaviors. Employees should all be familiar with the policies to ensure that everyone knows racial discrimination will not be tolerated. We are required to build the team in which we can hold regular team building session that focus on the employees getting to know each other and creating a positive work environment. And in this way, this problem can be sorted out. Thank you.
Hello everyone, myself Vivek. I am more than happy to discuss the diversity program that should be adopted and encouraged by each and every organization, regardless of their firm size. Here in this world, every single employee or an individual is being treated fairly without any discrimination if there is diversity encouraged to the great extent. Race, age, gender, skills, nationality, ethnicity, languages, religion, culture, physical abilities, etc. makes people look different among each other, but we all are humans on the entire globe under one sky. It stays good until a business is operated in one single country, but when it comes to globalizing into the international market, then their all aspects get unbalanced. Global leaders should have an insight to manage diversity so it helps organizations to perform efficiently and employees feel like they are being served fairly that eventually yields productivity and make them loyal towards the firm. Firstly, I want to initiate diversity in nationality of the personnels. We can find expatriates working for the same corporations. For instance, Air Innovations, operating in 4 different countries, can allow their employees to transfer from their native to another country so that particular employee should be treated equally regardless of their nationality. Adding more, I also wanted to mention equality for physical abled people. Air Innovations in China won't allow these people to work for them. Knowingly, some of them can even perform better than normal people working under the same roof. In fact, there is a lack of recruitment of people with disabilities in China. But the truth is, most of special able tend to be honest and diligent within their environment. If we start hiring them for all positions, it makes normal people more curious to work better and put much efforts in their works, which can also lead to high productivity. I also think different religious people working for a single organization can also examine the managers, how they actually respect all of them and should be able to treat it equally. No head officials can discriminate or behave differently with their employees according to the culture, beliefs, and way of living. In fact, each religion should be given respect and treated equally within the workplace. Modern issues raising nowadays is that employees are being discriminated after their sexual orientations and behaviors. Still, there are many firms who does not approve LGBTs, that is lesbians, gays, bisexual and transgenders people to work for them. No one can judge a person's potential just by looking after their sexual lives. As indicated in this slide, that lives get better together by allowing all of them should be performed and placed at one place where everyone should be given respect so the organizations can get value in return from them. Basically, if we look at the problem from different perspectives, we will find out that there are more solutions to tackle than we originally realize. In the contrast, I want to add that diverse business perform better. And this particular aspect is a key to success that a human resource manager should adopt and encourage it to the great extent. This lead a corporation to become more competitive and stand as a dominant player in the market. A diversity mix of voices lead to better discussion, decision and outcome for everyone. That's all from my side, friends. Thank you so much for watching my presentation.